Welcome jabronis, my name is Cass and this is episode 9 of the Emotion Engine Enduro, the show where we play every PlayStation 2 racing game in alphabetical order and rate them on a scale from 0 to 100. Up today is ATV Offroad Fury. ATV Offroad Fury is the first in a PlayStation exclusive line of video games. This first game is developed by Rainbow Studio, who is the team behind all the MX vs ATV games that came after they did ATV Offroad Fury. This was of course published by Sony and came out exclusively on the PlayStation 2 in 2001. Throughout the Emotion Engine Enduro, we end up playing a lot of bad racing games and we've played quite a few bad ones lately. Fortunately today we have a banger with this one. This is the type of racing game that you also just never see these days. It's a very simple, kind of straightforward game, but it's just super fun to play and it has basically unlimited riz. I don't usually bring up soundtracks in the Emotion Engine Enduro, partially because YouTube will absolutely annihilate this video if I play any of it, but also because I don't feel like it's worth talking about unless it's particularly good or particularly bad. Fortunately for ATV Offroad Fury, it is not only particularly good, it is really good. Every song seems like it fits. It's all fast-paced, alternative that really gets you pumped to just like launch a Honda 400 feet off a jump. You're gonna see acts like Alice in Chains, Primus, Anthrax, Soundgarden, and some more. It is such a fitting soundtrack, and this level of quality you genuinely do not see in racing games these days. After the music gets you pumped and that race starts, you'll then notice a pretty easy to pick up physics model. The quads are fairly grippy and decently forgiving. All of the quads do feel a touch different as well, depending on what stats and what kind of power band they have. Even the smaller CC quads and the two-stroke Banshee will actually bog down a little bit in some situations. They did think of this and they actually gave you a button for a clutch so you can get the RPMs up, which is also kind of interesting because there's no manual transmission option, but I am glad they did add the clutch. It does help with wheelies a little bit too. There is a skill ceiling, however. It's not just all super simple and easy, and this is mainly going to be through the flow and the rhythm of all the jumps in the game. Getting the rhythm so you can land right on the backside of a jump and hit another one immediately is where you're going to gain the most speed and how you're going to win races. There is also a preload you can do where you pull the stick back on the bottom of a ramp and flick it forward at the top. This will help give you a little bit extra pop on the ramp so you can triple or even quad some jumps. Don't get too preload happy. If you launch too far, you will either case a jump or lose all your speed, or even worse, if you hit the backside of one, you can just bail off the bike completely. Learning when and where to preload will really separate the rookies from the pros. Speaking of pro, the pro career is where you'll spend your time unlocking everything in the game. You'll have 2 championships back to back, the Nationals featuring 11 races and Supercross featuring 7. You'll need to finish in at least 3rd in each national race and 2nd in each Supercross race to progress. As you finish each race, you will unlock that track in free mode. Finish both series and you'll unlock the 1000cc Revenge Quad. As far as progression in the game goes, well, that's actually all of it. ATV Offroad Fury has a bit of the first game syndrome. On top of the campaign being very short, I also noticed there's a few game modes that have no championships attached to them at all. One of these is the Enduro races. You have checkpoints dotted around the open maps, kind of like Midnight Club or Test Drive Wide Open, and the only time you'll ever use these is if you just go in free mode and decide to start races yourself. Along with the Enduro races, you do also get a waypoint editor where you can actually build your own tracks. This is pretty freaking cool, but it's really underbaked because there's no AI, so you can only do local multiplayer in it. It's hidden in the options menu, so if you're someone who doesn't check settings, you're literally going to have no idea this exists, and there's also no progression attached to this at all. While during Enduro races, or if you do decide to use the waypoint editor, you will notice open world maps available to you. These are also used in freestyle. Freestyle is where you can press triangle and a directional modifier to perform tricks and score as many points as you can. This again is an underbaked feature as there's no championship or progression attached to it. There's only really like record scores you can beat. That's kind of it. When setting up a freestyle mode, you will notice an option for practice. This is actually how you set up free roam in the game. The game does not explicitly tell you can set up free roam, but it's right here. It's just gonna drop you in, let you do whatever tricks, hit whatever jumps you want, and there's no time limit. This is like the true time waster as a kid. Whether or not you're finding like trick lines or just launching yourself out of bounds, it was just an immense amount of fun just to mess around and drive around. These days, this doesn't seem very impressive because every game is open world and every game has 1,000,000 square miles, but back in 2001, it was just really fun and really cool and just a great time waster. My time with ATV Offroad Fury was a fairly short one, but it's not for a lack of thrills. It was just on the tail end of an era where games didn't have 40 to 100 hours of content. I don't normally knock short games, however, when I play a game and I just want more to do in the same game, I do kinda knock it, because what was there was really fun. ATV Offroad Fury gets a 65 out of 100. While there may not be the most amount of content here, and I do feel like some features are underutilized, what is here is super fun, the quads are a blast to drive, and the soundtrack helps add a level of aura that most modern games do not achieve. Thank you all so much for sticking with me through episode 9 of the Emotion Engine Enduro. I was very excited coming into the series, and I'm super happy the first game has not disappointed. If you're not already, go ahead, hit subscribe right down below. It really does help out, as well as it does keep informed when we live stream this right here on YouTube, but we do also live stream them over on twitch.tv/COisNOTpog. Up next is actually not episode 10. We're going to have our first Emotion Engine Extra with SLAI, Street Lancer Arena International.